Hi, I'm Diane Sullivan with Atria Larson Place. I am the sales director here, and I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what assisted living is. It's an umbrella term for residents that are here that are independent without medicine management or personal care. We also have residents that are here that have a wide variety of assistance. And then we have a memory care neighborhood, and that's where I have Jim and Shelley here with me today. And we're going to talk about their mom and what it was like, what they went through, and how they got their mother decided to come to Atria Larson Place. So welcome, Jim and Shelley. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
And I wanted to ask you, how long has your mom been at Atria?
It's been about 3 years. It's 3 years this month.
3 years?
Yeah.
And prior to Atria, what was your life like dealing with taking care of your mom?
Well, we had, it's not a unique situation, but we had a situation where we, at one point, were taking care of both our parents. My dad was battling prostate cancer. My mom was going into advanced stages of Alzheimer's. And so balancing both of their care at home was difficult. We knew we were coming up on a situation where when Dad passed in 2012, the doctors had recommended that they said probably within 2 years we really had to make a serious decision about Mom's care. We could keep her at home with a caregiver, which is exactly what we did for a while. But as time passed, it just became obvious that that was not the best environment to keep her any longer for her own safety and her health and her happiness, because she was becoming more and more detached socially. And so we needed to find an alternative. And at that time, Shelley and I were working on transitioning the proxy care of our parents. I had taken care of things while Dad was in his situation, and she was taking over in Mom's situation. So we kind of had this complete coordinated effort of trying to move forward with things, all happening at once.
So you've been through a lot.
We have been through a great deal.
And now that she's been here a while, how has your life changed?
It's changed dramatically. Getting to this point where we brought her here, that was the difficult part. And she was very resistant, and she was very anxious, which is not uncommon with dementia Alzheimer's patients. And what we had observed while she was at home in home care was that she was becoming progressively more withdrawn, because the home care people that we had, while they were really good and they took very good care of her, because she was quiet and kind of to herself, and she herself was pulling into this distant place, the caregiver wasn't really trying to pull her out. So the home that had been her home for all of our lives was becoming the home for the health caregiver more than for our mom.
Right.
So with the advice of the doctors and with our own experience, we started the journey to end up here. And it was a long one. And I looked at 17 different facilities.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I toured them, and I interviewed all of the directors, and I made sure that I just kept track of, I had a log, I kept track of everything. And then we have a third sibling, we have another sister, Lori, and it was important that the three of us then, after all of that data was gathered, that we get together and we discuss. And I brought my top 3 choices to the table, rather than have that go, rather than have everybody have to go through all of that material. So then they each took their packets home and they studied, and you both visited, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then we had another meeting, and we decided this was the right fit for her. And initially, she was the day we moved her, she was really angry. She was really angry and felt betrayed. And we had to have her medicated for a little bit during her transition. But it didn't take that long where we were able to take her off of that medication. And now, 3 years down the road, she has settled into such a great routine and such a great way of life. And she's very happy and comfortable. She loves her bed. She loves her room.
The fact that she was able to have all her things from home made the transition, the things are familiar to her. Her room is her room. She thinks of this place as home. It's always interesting when you bring somebody in for the first time and the few times you have to take them out for doctor's appointments or whatever, and you bring them back and they're a little bit unsure where they are. We knew we were kind of getting to a good place when you drive up and she'd say, "Oh, I'm home."
Wonderful.
So
It is. It's a nice story.
And being in the industry a while, I know that it's often difficult to feel like you're becoming the parent. It doesn't feel natural when your mom says, "I don't want to do this," because the roles have always been reversed.
Right.
But it's important to become the parent and know that you're doing the right thing for your loved one and that there is going to be some resistance. And even for people who want to come to an assisted living, there's always a little anxiety when you're first moving in. So
Right.
our team helps you with that and, make sure that we're going to get the extra support till she gets used to the routine.
And the other thing that I found in my personal experience, and what I was also experiencing with both my siblings, is that each one of us came to our own comfort level at our own period of time.
Good point.
And it was a process, and each one of us was really going through our own individual process, and they were all different. So we had to, really be aware of each other and try to be as supportive of each other. And that probably was harder than mom transitioning.
yeah, her transition, yeah, it was more, and I think the fact that the facility was there to help with any questions or problems and actually allowed the process to take care of itself on its own and never said there's a right or wrong way to do this. Sometimes it just has to move forward at its own pace. But the support system was here. I think the fact that we felt that she was in such a safe and caring
Right.
environment made it easier, because there is definitely a process where you have to let go, especially going from where we were with her all the time,
Right.
with having her home, to then being able to not have to be here every day or not have to stop in every day, because we knew that she would develop her own routines, her own processes, which would make her definitely feel more connected here as well.
Right. And what are some things that your mom likes to do? Does she have a favorite activity?
Well, she loves music. She's always loved music, and it is one of her favorite things to do. And there's a lot of music and a lot of entertainment here, a lot of opportunity for her to sing. And even though she can't remember who we are, she knows every lyric to every song she's ever heard in her lifetime. And it's really fun for us to experience that with her. She loves to dance. She actually does love to color, and they color and play games, and the memory games, which I think are great. And the repetitiveness of their activities, the routine. You can see progress, literally see them go from a place where maybe when she first arrived, there were things that she might not have been able to do that she does with great ease now, which I think is, it speaks very well to the workers here and the community and the health caregivers. We just love it. It's a great place.
Nice. And as we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh,
Like visiting, so you feel comfortable coming in, spending the day? or
it's
having meals?
like we're part of.
Yeah.
It's like we're part of the. It's like we belong here.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And it's not just with the one neighborhood that mom's in, it's the whole facility.
It's everywhere.
It becomes an extension of the family, actually. It's quite enjoyable.
Well, Jim and Shelley, I'd like to thank you again for taking the time to talk with us and to help a lot of people, hopefully, when they're going through this decision.